Welcome and turn your volume on, please. Welcome to Evision Live. Today's broadcast is about the archetype of wisdom. And you have Evision Live with Dr. Alexandra Kleeberg
and Dietrich Busaka. Welcome to a healthy, happy, fulfilled life.
We will talk in this next weeks about the archetype of wisdom. We have already talked about archetype of youth, archetype of childhood. So now we are getting continuing in evolution and going to the archetype of wisdom. And one specific theme on our today's broadcast on archetype of wisdom will be gratitude. And I think I'm very excited about this theme of gratitude today, because gratitude is actually something which is very important for life, for our health, and
for our relationships.
So this is something very important. There's lots of literature on gratitude.
And
research, and there are so many Facebook groups, there are initiatives on gratitude. So even you have 30 days of gratitude images, Heartlight that you can get. So
you can get the link down there.
Yes, so gratitude is something very important. So we will discuss today, first of all, what has gratitude to do with wisdom.
And with health.
And with health. So why is gratitude so important? Its relationships, its impact on our health, on our relations. And we will discuss how you can practice gratitude, and even how you can practice gratitude when you have big challenges. So as you always say,
transform the shit from yesterday into the fertilizer of your tomorrow, and gratitude is a good transformator for that.
So thank you, Alexandra, for your clear words. I'm always... I love them. And I'm grateful for this, Alexandra. Okay. All right, so wisdom. What is wisdom?
That's really difficult to answer. Wisdom comes from a German word. We call it Weisheit. And Weisheit means knowledge. It means thinking, speaking, doing the right things, having the right decisions. And maybe you need this proverb. It's in English, and I think it's by an English theological person who brought that into the world, but maybe it's from something else. It's in many spiritual traditions, and I have it here for you. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and give me the wisdom to know the difference. So this might be a sort of like a poem to explain wisdom. Etymologically, it has to do in German with Wissen, which means knowledge. But I think even little children can be very wise. There's this child who has a stressful mom, and she says to the mom, "Oh, just take it easier. It will be faster. You will do it faster." So this is very, very wise. And they have a knowledge that's not the school knowledge, that's not the college or university knowledge. They have a deep knowledge in their heart on how to do things and how to bring them out into the world. So for me, wisdom is connected not only to the brain, but also to the powers of the heart and to the powers of love, and to get in alignment with some natural or spiritual atmosphere or energy we have.
So I think I've read something that there also it was that wisdom has to do something with understanding of the wholeness of nature,
yes.
of humanity.
Yes.
And getting these things
and
together.
Not to split it in part like it does knowledge, scientific knowledge or mathematical knowledge or whatever, but to see the wholeness, the oneness of everything. And I think little children do have that.
So wisdom is not necessarily something linked to age.
No.
It comes a little bit with age, but it is through all ages you can be wise.
Yes, and sometimes in my groups I do just a tiny exercise that they climb down on a golden stairway to the depth of their heart, and they ask their heart a question. And I tell them with closed eyes to tell this question aloud. And there sometimes pops up wisdom and formulation sentences that are just, I think it's great. It's just amazing what happens there. And so you just have to go a little bit down on this golden stair into your heart, and then you find it. It's there. It has always been there.
So we talk about gratitude as one pillar of wisdom. What has gratitude to do with wisdom?
They are both qualities that bring us back into peace and into connection. And I told you in some other videos before that most of us are driven by the sympathetic mood, by the autonomous nervous system, which is going on stress, on fear, on anxiety, on anger, and so forth. And when we have that, we are in this fight and flight mode. And this is the cause, as I see it, for many, many, many so-called sicknesses in this world. And we need to come back to this parasympathetic mood where life is at ease, where we feel in peace, where we feel in one with ourselves and with the whole world, when, as Einstein said, the universe is friendly. And so wisdom and gratitude are both qualities that bring us back into peace. And that's where they are sort of the same, or they have the same common ground in our unconscious. They bring us back into the wisdom we have, and if we are thankful for something, it means we are in peace with something. We learned something. We even have the feeling it was a present we got. Yes, if you train little children to be grateful and to be thankful, then it's mostly they become some sort of present. Yes, a chocolate or candy or a birthday present, and you teach them, say thank you.
Thank you. So they say thank you, but then it's just something educated.
Something educated, but you bring it together with presence actually. And maybe I say something to that. And I did it with my children the same way. They got something as a present, and I said, please say thank you. And now I know this is actually wrong, because they had to say thank you before they have developed the feeling of thankfulness. And maybe the thankfulness would come naturally just an hour after, or a day after, or maybe not at all, because they don't like the present. So we educate them in a way that they don't develop this feeling. And so I would like to support that if you have children, you first let them feel. Feel. Yes. And then they say thank you in their own way. And if you want to train it with children, the best way to train something is to go ahead. So you say thank you for this, for that. You thank the child for their anger, for their anxiety, for their loveliness, for their beauty, or whatever. So the best way to educate, I don't like the word because it means to lead them out of something. It's derived from Latin. So I rather like the word to nourish or to fertilize. So if you want to nourish, fertilize gratefulness with your children, you just go ahead and be thankful. Thank you for the sunrise, thank you for the sunset, thank you for this husband or for this wife, thank you for the parents, thank you for the beauty of this child. And then they will learn it just easily.
Okay, you're watching Evision Live, Archetype of Wisdom, and today is the theme of gratitude. Alexandra, what are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful that the technique is working.
Oh, great, yes.
And that's the most anxiety I have when I do a video.
Is it working? Is it starting? Is it the sound is correct?
And I thank you for all these wonderful questions.
Okay. I am very thankful that I took my cold shower this morning.
I'm very thankful that you're doing this Evision Live with me.
Okay, I'm thankful to myself that I'm feeling nowadays better than 30, 40 years ago.
I'm very grateful that you're a healthy man.
I'm also grateful for that, yes. I am grateful for having a wonderful son.
I'm grateful also for my children and my grandchildren, that they're alive, that they're finding their path in life.
I'm grateful for the beautiful environment, nature we are living in.
I'm grateful for the summer. We have a really hot summer and I love it.
I'm grateful that I'm sweating.
I'm grateful that in this German hot summer, Germans become a little bit like Italians. They are out all night, they dance, they play music, so I really love that. We were in Austria, well, it's Austria, but it's a German-speaking country, and we were there at night, and there was so much joy in the streets, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
So you can do this exercise, which we just did, maybe for 5 minutes, with your partner, with your wife, your husband, with your children before you go to bed. Just do this thankful exercise and train thankfulness and get enthused by your own thankfulness, and you will find wonders and miracles and magic all over your day and all over your life.
Well, from my practice, I'm mostly practicing gratitude in the morning when I wake up, but you can do it very well also in the evening before going to sleep, always when you're somehow in this alpha mode.
Yes, and you can stop every hour for 1 or 2 minutes of thankfulness.
Yeah.
And just focus your attention on that. It helps to change the biochemistry of your body and to focus on the positive and on the learning in your life.
Mm-hmm. Gratitude is one of the steps in your 9 steps into the Worlds of Health book and program.
Yes.
It's a step 9 actually. It's gratitude and bliss. Gratitude and bliss. So, and also in your new book, Healing Every Day, that just came out, there's in the evening there's an exercise on gratitude.
Yes.
Also.
Yes, you can do it in the morning, in the evening. Actually, it doesn't matter. I could have started the 9 steps into the Wealth of Health with the gratitude, but I choose to start with decision.
Decision, yeah.
Yes.
And then you finish with gratitude and bliss.
Gratitude, yes. And I have in this gratitude step there are 5 sub-steps, and the first is the goal of your life, and that's just to focus your attention on whatever was beautiful, magical, wonderful in your life. And you write that down, maybe experiences, situations, maybe relationships, maybe the sunset, the sunrise, the trees, the waters, or whatever. Just write it all down, just the goal of your life. That's sort of neutral. It's not really neutral. It's not in this book, it's the other book. It will be published pretty soon also. So the goal of your life is just focusing the attention on the beautiful and on the learning. And feeling grateful, that's the second sub-step, is to develop a feeling to that focus. So that's different. This one, the first one is just focusing, and the gratitude is a feeling. Although it is discussed in literature.
Yeah, is it as an emotion or is it a feeling, gratitude?
There are different ways to look at it. I think it's a feeling, but some people also say it's an attribute of personality. It's a characteristics. So it's really ingrained in your brain. So might be.
But is it question is are we born with this quality of gratitude? Does a little child, a baby, already can express gratitude? Or what is the difference between the gratitude maybe a baby has and the gratitude that we as an adult have?
I think that's not really researched enough. And a baby has, some say, 7 emotions, and there's no gratitude in it, but there's joy in it. So this might be the first reflection, so to say, on something which we might later call gratitude.
Okay.
And it is in certain parts of the brain and certain nervous systems that fire, and they are starting to research that. So I think that what I feel as gratitude is probably not the same a little baby as. I think as a baby it's just pure joy or pure love. And gratitude is probably connected with different parts of the brain. But I don't know. I did a lot of research, and I didn't find a straight answer to that.
Okay.
The only answer I found, and this is also in alignment with the wisdom of Francis Bacon about, I don't know, a few hundred years ago, that the people who are grateful, they are happier.
People which are happy are grateful, but not everybody who is...
No, it's the other way around. People that are grateful are happy, and people that are happy are not always grateful. And Francis Bacon said that. He was an English philosopher.
Okay.
A few hundred years ago, and that's exactly what research found, that people that are grateful are happy.
Yeah, but not everybody who is happy is grateful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So gratitude is the deeper feeling, and it's trainable. That's the good news. It's not only a characteristics you were born with,
but we can relearn it.
We learn it, and I think even the Dalai Lama, he learned it. He got trained in that, and a lot of Buddhist theory has to do with gratitude, and I think it's learnable. The monks learn it in the monastery, and there has been a lot of research that the more you learn it and you train it, the more you feel it, and the brighter it gets, so to say.
Yeah, I think this is the most important thing, that you really feel it. You get the emotion that gets into every cell of your body.
That you feel your heart opens. A lot of people have their heart in a cage, maybe in a golden cage, maybe in an iron cage. So you have to open the cage. You have to loosen the ties and open your heart. And gratitude brings you back into this feeling of oneness with yourself and with the universe as a whole. The universe is friendly, and everything that happens is sort of a present. Even the cells are a present for you.
Okay. Thank you to myself.
Thank you to myself. Thank you to my body.
You said, I think Martin Seligman, he is the one who has done the most of the studies, University of Pennsylvania, I think, and others. There were also other studies by University of Indiana.
There are a lot of studies now, even in Europe. There are studies on gratefulness. And Martin Seligman, I learned from him when I was studying psychology, and this is about 40 years ago. And he was the guy of this helplessness research.
Okay.
And the story goes that he researched helplessness and helplessness and the
helplessness, and got even himself helpless.
Yes, and it seems that he got sort of depressive on that research, and then he said, I have to research something else.
So again, he decided.
Yes, it was out of I think a deep inner pain or whatever. And he decided to create something which is now called positive psychology, and gratefulness is a very important part of that. And he did a lot of research on gratitude exercises and gratitude diaries. And he let people write gratitude diaries every day. And they have been more strengthened from the immune system, from their personal emotional power. So that's what they're finding out now as well, that gratitude is very good for your body, for your immune system, for your feeling of wellness, of well-being, for your feeling of feeling enthused and inspirited, and that the shit of yesterday becomes the fertilizer of tomorrow, because as long as you say this is shit, I don't want to have it, then it's unfriendly. The shit is in this unfriendly universe. And there you fight against it. And the fight costs you energy. It splits your energy apart. And if you say, oh, what can I do that this shit becomes a fertilizer? And how can I be thankful for this shit? Then you start transforming this. You feel one with that at the best.
Okay, and you can transform it and use it for something great.
When you feel one with it, when you don't want it, then you're apart from it. Then you can use it.
Okay. I want to ask you, what are you grateful for at this moment? Maybe you write it just down in the comments. We would be happy to receive your comments. So what are you grateful for?
I'm even grateful for Facebook. Although there's a lot of discussion in Europe for that, but I'm also grateful for that. Because otherwise we wouldn't meet you, we wouldn't have this platform. And although there is a lot of discussion on Google and everything in Europe, I'm even grateful for that.
Yeah.
Not for every aspect,
we're getting connected. We're getting connected all over the world. And
yes.
everything which is good can also be used as something bad. This is unfortunately the part of life, that everything has two metals. Even the archetype of wisdom. You have the wisdom, you have the positive sides and the shade sides, the negative sides.
Yes. That's another theme for
but we're going to discuss another one. Gratitude, coming back to gratitude. You're differentiating gratitude inwards and gratitude outwards. And you even have two different MP3s with meditations, imaginations on gratitude. I think you can download them on Amazon. So one is called Gratitude Inwards and one is called Gratitude Outwards. What is the difference?
I think it's called Thank You Inwards.
Thank you. It's called Thank You. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I think Thank You.
Usually we learn gratitude as to thank for a present that comes from outside, for a chocolate, for a cinema film ticket, for a journey to something. So that's how we usually define thankfulness. But it's also very important to be thankful for everything within. That our cells are working, that I can speak, that I can hear, that I can see, that I can express myself, that my body works in harmony, that my body is learning, that my body is improving. And this is the body inward level, and we can go even deeper and thank for the love in our heart or for the brightness of our soul. So this, I think, is also very important to bring our body into harmony and to inner peace. And even to be grateful maybe for the pain we have or for the traumas we have. And this
brings me back to our story. We had these two interviews with Tim and Bettina. And well, one of the things that Tim, he practiced gratitude a lot. He did it with the Silver Mind method, and where he said, I'm grateful for getting better every day. So I also took the Silver Mind training at Mindbody University. And but both, what really surprised me and was really awesome, that both of them said they are grateful for their illness.
Yes, they were grateful for their cancer, and that touched me very much. And I think this is a great success or transformation. It's to be thankful for something which really, really, really threatened your life. And so there is a huge transformation from being scared of cancer and being scared of what had happened. And they both told us in the interview to that, looking backward and think, this is great. So it's gratefulness with EA as well. Yeah, this was great. And Tim said, if I wouldn't have got the cancer, I would have been sick. I would have gotten
other illnesses.
Yes, I might have got arthritis or migraine or whatever. So better have this and then stay healthy. And he I don't know really how he expressed it. He said, if I wouldn't have had cancer, I would have probably died early with some sort of other heart attack or whatever. And what they both did, they did this as a turning point of a gigantic transformation. And you can use this. Now it's a technique, but it was real life, and it's a great feeling. What you can do if you have some sort of pain or trauma or so-called disease, you zoom yourself into the future, maybe 2 years ahead, maybe 5 years ahead, or 10 years ahead, and look at it from the future with a view of wisdom. This then was the fertilizer for my life.
What did I learn from it? What was
What was its message? How could I use this to transform? And what must have had happened that this could have been transformed? So
right.
I imagine maybe I got this diagnosis and I did this and this steps. Maybe I moved somewhere else, maybe I did meditation every day, maybe I found a partner, or I forgave my parents, or whatever. So what must have happened that this crisis, this deep life-threatening crisis, becomes a fertilizer for my tomorrow? So it's zooming into the future and looking back from the future. So you can use this, now it's a technique, to find the deep sense of trauma, of pain, of disease, of crisis.
So, and if you want to practice gratitude, Alexandra has her Heart Light 30 Days of Gratitude that you can subscribe.
And it goes from thankfulness to the outside to thankfulness to the inside.
Okay. So, and it starts, you can subscribe at evisionpublishing.com. Just go to our website, and there is a link where you can subscribe to the 30 Days of Gratitude. Yes, and what is the exercise? So you can do this practice this for 30 days if you subscribe. And another thing would be the gratitude diary, I think.
Yes, and I would suggest you do it you really buy or make up a paper diary. And some like to put it on the laptop. You can create something nice there too. There are a lot of templates you can use. And you write down every day what you're grateful for. So that should be maybe 100 items a day. Would be great.
100 items a day? Wow.
Just be creative. Just be inventive.
Yeah, and don't start thinking.
Yes.
Just write it down and just let the ideas flow.
Yes, you can, for example, be grateful what I am every day for all the colors there are. You can be grateful for red and orange and yellow and green and turquoise and whatever. So you have 10, 20 of that. And for the songs, I listen to the radio, for the music, for the charts.
Which was the song that inspired me today.
Yes.
And
so it's easy to find 100 things. And there can be the same things all over again. It doesn't matter. And on the other side of this page, you write down the challenges of this day. Maybe you had a fight with your partner or with your CEO or whatever. Or you had a depression or an anxiety or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just write it down. Fear of, fight with, and leave a line in between. So you write about maybe 10 items a day. And then in between the lines you write, I am thankful for that. I'm thankful for the fight with my partner. I learned. And then in the next in-between space you write, I am thankful for this I learned. Or I transformed. So you learn to be thankful even for that.
Wonderful.
So this would be the exercise I suggest, and please do it all your life till your last day on earth.
It's very helpful. So this why, and maybe another exercise, call to action that we can give you. There are these wonderful tools of email, or let's see, Facebook messages you can write. So just think about every morning of a person whom you would like to thank,
yes,
and just send them. It takes you 1 minute or 2 minutes just thank a person, and the gratitude you will get back for this, and the energy you will get, the positive energy you will get from this, will be much more than the 2 minutes that you spend on
Yes,
this.
or if you get an email in, I usually write back and start with thank you for your email. No matter what it is. Sometimes I don't like the content and I write thank you for your email, and then I feel more at peace with it, and I try to find the right answers.
Okay,
Exercise.
so
Thank you for the exercise.
thank you. Gratitude. So thank you for being here. To wrap up, we had today, gratitude makes you healthier. Gratitude is learnable
And trainable.
and
teachable.
trainable. And if you want to be happy, practice gratitude every time, every day, every minute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, and please leave your comments, your takeaways from today's broadcast down here below. Thank you for being here. See you again next Tuesday at the same time.
Thank you. Open your heart and start.